Hey everyone, Ken here with Ken's Kreations and Product Reviews. And today I'm really excited to show you one of my new favorite products, the Craftwell Cut'n'Boss. Now this is an amazing machine that lets you create projects in just minutes to use for a wide variety of your crafting needs. In this video, we're going to take a look at what comes in the box, what different styles there are, and how to use it with embossing folders, dies, and even how you can emboss metal with it. So let's first take a look at what comes in the box. So Craftwell has released about 3 different packages that you could have gotten with the Cut'n'Boss. Let's go ahead and take a look at the basic package. Now this one will come with the Cut'n'Boss machine, one 8.5 by 11 embossing folder, 6 cutting dies, 2 A platforms, 1 B platform, 1 D platform, a magnetic shim, user manual, and a power adapter. Now you might find in some stores or somewhere online the bonus package. Now the bonus package is going to come with everything that I just said in the basic package, but you're also going to get an embossing mat and a shim to give you some extra thickness when running things through the Cut'n'Boss. Currently, the most popular package you will find in most craft stores and online is the Teresa Collins Basic Cut'n'Boss package. Now this is the same exact machine as in the basic package, except for it's endorsed by Teresa Collins. In the basic Teresa Collins Cut'n'Boss package, you're going to get the Cut'n'Boss machine, 2 8.5 by 11 Teresa Collins embossing folders, including the Twill Herringbone and Wood Grain Cottage. You're going to get the Teresa Collins Studio Gold Love and Happiness Collection cutting dies. You're also going to get 2 A platforms, 1 B platform, 1 D platform, a magnetic shim, user manual, and power adapter. Now, if you want the ultimate package, you'll want to head over to craftwellusa.com where you can find the Teresa Collins Cut'n'Boss Special Edition, and this is the premier package. You're going to get everything that came in the Teresa Collins standard package, but in this one, you're going to get these included extras. You're going to get 7 8.5 by 11 embossing folders, including the Wood Grain Cottage, Twill Herringbone, Modern Stripe, Design Grids, Snapshots, Love Triangle, and Bella Rose. You're going to get a 12-piece Teresa Collins Lifestyle Collection die set. You're also going to get the metal adapter plate. You're also able to go online in most craft stores and to Craftwell USA to buy additional 8.5 by 11 embossing folders. These have quickly become one of my favorite embossing folders for scrapbooking since they cover the entire page. Now, if you're anything like me and might be using your Cut'n'Boss regularly and often, you might want to invest in more plates, platforms, and magnetic shims. Even though these are high quality and will last a very long time, it is inevitable that with continued use, you might need to buy additional plate A's or B's and magnetic shims. You can find all of these online at Amazon, Craftwell USA, and in most craft stores. Now, one of the great things about the Craftwell Cut'n'Boss is the ability to use multiple dies across the marketplace. You can use the AquaQuilt Go dies, Paper Artist, X-Cut cutting dies, Tonic Studios, Technique Tuesdays, Sizzix cutting dies, Tim Holtz cutting dies, Magnolia, Fisker's Fuse, Dynamities, Dear Lizzie, Cottage Cuts, and the ever-popular Cricut embossing folders and cutting dies. In fact, I have not run into a die that my Cut'n'Boss cannot do. So now that we know what comes in the box, let me share a personal story on why this product struck a chord with me. About a year ago, I found out I had some mid-level bulging discs in my back, and they really interrupted my crafting time. Because of the constant motion of crafting, I found myself having increased pain and just not crafting at all. Enter the Craftwell Cut'n'Boss, which is a fully automatic machine, so it really alleviated some of the pain I was having in my back. So I want to share with you why this machine might be good for your crafting room and some tips and tricks before we get started on some projects. Now the Cut'n'Boss is the new fully automatic large format embossing and die cutting system. It packs a lot of power into this small design and it's electric for ease of use. No more manual cranking. Now because of this, the Cut'n'Boss does weigh about 15 pounds, but it comes with a handle and it's very easy to move and use. Once you've plugged in your Cut'n'Boss, all you need to simply do is turn on your power button below until the blue light illuminates and you're ready to go. Now the Cut'n'Boss comes with a nice Platform D with this magnetic sheet. So this way your metal die stick nice and all you have to do is put your paper on and you're ready to emboss. Now, as you can see, with continued use, your Platform A might get a little beat up. Now, when I first got this, I freaked out and I said, oh my goodness, I broke it. Now, one of the tips and tricks I will let you know is it's going to do that, but your best bet would be you just want to make sure you kind of rotate it so that way the pressure is evenly distributed. Now, you absolutely in the future can buy replacements on eBay, Amazon, or even at Craftwell USA, and I highly recommend, based on usage, having a few of these extra lying around. You can also do the same thing with the magnetic shims, so make sure you have a few of these also lying around. Now the great thing about the Cut'n'Boss is it is fully automatic, and it's got a sensor built in. So as you see us doing the projects, you're going to see the Cut'n'Boss automatically take your platforms. And the great thing is if one of the platforms is too thick, it will actually stop and then reject it out. You can also hold down this hold button to reverse your platforms if you also feel something is too thick. One of the biggest things is when you are using any of these platforms, you want to make sure everything is nice and straight. So make sure when you do this, everything is compact, and then you're able to go ahead and put it through. Now the biggest thing to keep in mind is to always have your user manual available. In the back of your user manual, it's going to have all of the different combinations you will need for all of the different embossing and dies. So of course you have your Craftwell, how to use it with embossing folders for Craftwell, your Craftwell cutting dies. It tells you exactly how to use it with all the other brands, including Spellbinders, AccuQuilt, Sizzix, and then of course, Cuttlebug, metal dies, and more. So it's really important to have this available so you know what platforms to use when using your favorite dies. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you have about 12 inches behind your Cut'n'Boss for room. We're going to be using the 8.5 by 11 embossing folders. Now on this project specifically, I went ahead and also used some die cut flowers to give the project a little bit more emphasis. Now like I said, we're using the 8.5 by 11 embossing folders, which have quickly become my favorite. You're going to need 2 Platform A's and Platform D. We're going to take a look at the 8.5 by 11 embossing folder and the Cricut Cuttlebug embossing folder. Go ahead and stack all of your materials and make sure you get them nice and neat and insert into your cut and emboss. Once your embossing is done, go and remove it from the back of the machine and open up your folder. Now I've went ahead and highlighted this with ink so you can see how well the Cut'n'Boss really does emboss on these 8.5 by folders. Let's do the same process using some Cuttlebug embossing folders. We're going to put those on our A plate and then we're going to go ahead and put our embossing folders and put another A platform on that. We're going to go ahead and run these through the Cut'n'Boss. And once again, once you've entered this into the machine, make sure to remove your hands and to be safe and cautious. Now, once that is done, you can remove it. And let me show you once again, inked up, how great these turned out using the ProvoCraft or Cricut embossing folders. Absolutely amazing. Now, by far, my favorite thing to use the Craftwell Cut'n'Boss for is using my metal dies. I'm going to show you 3 separate projects where I've used different kinds of metal dies with my Cut-n-Boss to show you what amazing results they give. Because this machine is so precise, it gives it a nice finished look, and I had no problems with it not using the die cut just perfectly. So what you're going to do when using any of the metal dies is to make sure to put it on the magnetic sheet. Now, right here, you're going to see all of the dies I used in the project, and it's magnetic here. It is also very important using your user manual to figure out the different combination. So we're going to need platforms A, B, A, and the magnetic shim, possibly other shims if your dies are a little bit thicker. Make sure your metal dies are facing up and not backwards, or they will die cut into your magnet sheet. Once you've went ahead and put all of your platforms on your paper, make sure it's nice and neatly stacked and enter it into the Cut-n-Boss. It's going to run through the machine, and when it is done, you can go ahead and safely remove it from the back of the machine. And as you can see, it does a great job cutting all of these dies. I was able to run all dies through without any issues. You're definitely going to want a tool to go ahead and poke out everything, but it does a fantastic job. And there we have all three finished cards with our metal dies. Now let's take a look at some of those thicker dies, including the Tim Holtz and the Aqua Quilt Go dies. Now these are considerably thicker, so you're not going to need to use as many of your platforms. We're actually going to be using our platform A, your material, cutting die, and platform A. For the Aqua Quilt Go, you might need to use your platform B. Go ahead and put platform A, your paper, that thick Tim Holtz die, and platform A. Run them through the machine, and as you can see, it does a great job cutting out this with precision. Keep in mind, these are a thicker die, so you might want to test them out before you start making a lot of projects with them. Now, something that is really fun to use your Cut-n-Boss is embossing metal. Now, in this project, you can see a couple of different things. I cut metal and embossed it. I'm going to show you how you can use thin metal sheets with a Craftwell folder and emboss it to give you amazing possibilities for endless projects. We're going to go ahead and take thin metal sheets and put them into a Cricut embossing folder. Using these same instructions, we're going to go ahead and use two platform A's, run them through the machine, and let the Cut-n-Boss emboss these. When they come out, they produce just a beautiful result. Now for the next project, I went ahead and used a thicker piece of metal to make these charms. You can still run through a thicker piece of metal to make little charms or to decorate up any project. We're going to go ahead and use metal that I found at Cricut, but you can find them from a wide variety of suppliers. I'm also going to be using the Sizzix Vintage Embossing Folder, and you can see it's a little square and just does an amazing job in this machine. We're also using Cuttlebug folders to make those little charms and skulls and little Valentine candy. Go ahead and open the Vintage Embossing Folder, put your piece of metal in, close it, and go ahead and put it on your platform A. We're going to sandwich that between another platform A and run it through our Cut-n-Boss. Now keep in mind, this could make some cranking noises and some cracking noises. That is fine, it is not breaking your machine. But you can see it does a great job making those cute little charms. Do the same thing with any kind of embossing folder. Just go ahead and sandwich it in there in between, run it through the Cut-n-Boss. Once it's finished, go ahead and open the embossing folder and you're going to get just a beautiful result. Just look how unique this card is using metal with the Cut-n-Boss. So there is just a small selection of what the Craftwell Cut'n'Boss can do. Now this machine did a great job with embossing folders. You can use the Craftwell 8.5 by 11, which are amazing for scrapbooking because it gives you the full page to work with. You can also use the very popular Cricut Cuttlebug embossing folders, which produced amazing results with both paper and metal. Now when it came to metal dies, this machine truly is the boss. You can use the Cut-n-Boss Classic Collection, the independent dies all over the internet like little inkers, the Tim Holtz, which are much thicker, the Sizzix Metal Vintage dies, and the Spellbinder dies. In fact, when it came right down to it, I did not find a die that I could not work in my Cut-n-Boss. Now my favorite thing on this machine is definitely the ease of use. The machine, following the instruction manual, you'll just look at your platforms, insert it into the machine, and it does the rest for you. It's got sensors built in when it knows the platforms are there to go ahead and start taking it through the process. And it has some safety features, so if you're halfway through and you have too many platforms, it will reject them out. You can even actually hit the power button to go in reverse if you feel like you've had too many platforms in there. Now, when it actually came to the actual use of it, there was a few times, I will admit, I freaked out because I heard some cracking and I thought, oh, I broke the machine. Or I saw my A plates and it looked like they were getting beat up. This is all normal for this machine, so don't freak out when that happens to you. Make sure you're checking out my blog this week over at www.creativeken.com. I have some exciting news with the Cut'n'Boss, and you'll want to make sure you check it out. Make sure you're checking out this YouTube channel all the time and subscribe now so you don't miss out on any of my projects or my product reviews. Don't forget, I'm on Facebook and I have a Facebook group. So make sure you like my page and you join my groups so you can stay up to date on all my information. Check me out on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, pretty much anywhere you can be social on the internet, you will find Ken's Kreations. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's review on the Craftwell Cut'n'Boss. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helped you decide if it's something you want in your craft room. All right, everyone, have an amazing day and go out there and create something magical. Thank you.